Hi, folks. Yeah, I know I only did a video yesterday, the unboxing of the Magma MDK 50th anniversary box set. But today was the Kendal Record Fair. So I thought I'd come on and do a quick video of what I bought today. Because if I leave it any longer on, they'll just pile up to be shown. So this is going to be quick. No needle drops, I'm afraid, because I haven't cleaned these and played them yet. Obviously, I haven't just got them today. So let's have a quick look at what I've managed to pick up. I think there's some nice ones in here. First up, we have Neil Young's This Note's For You. Neil Young and the Blue Notes. This was it 1988, 89? I can't quite remember. 88. It was 88. Sort of an R&B album with horn section. This is the one with the song, excuse me, This Note's For You, with the lyrics about not working, what was it, ain't singing for Pepsi, ain't singing for Coke, I don't sing for nobody, makes me look like a joke. And I think the video for that song was banned from MTV because it depicted a Michael Jackson lookalike with his hair on fire or something, from what I remember. Not one of my favourite albums, but a decent one. And I think at the time was seen as something of a comeback in the 80s. Next up, the wonderful Sandy Denny, with her fourth and final album, Rendezvous. When was this? About 7. Let's have a look. I can never remember years. 77. Should have gone with my first guess. As I said, this is her fourth and final and probably her weakest album. From what I remember, very overproduced. It has her version of Candle in the Wind on it, and Richard Thompson's I Wish I Was a Fool for You. You get the usual suspects playing on here, from Fotheringay and Fairport, Jerry Donahue, Timmy Donald, Pat Donaldson, Dave Mattox, Dave Pegg, Richard Thompson. But you also get a couple of Traffic members, John Rabbit Bundrick and Steve Winwood. I've always preferred Sandy in a group setting. I think she was best with Fairport and Fotheringay. Though her first album, I think North Star Grassman, is an excellent album. But each subsequent solo album I found to be weaker than the last. But still, it's Sandy Denny with that beautiful voice and that great songwriting. Just a shame about the production. Next, 3 Hendrix albums. The Isle of Wight, which is obviously taken from the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970, subsequently redone as a double album, I think, with a full concert. This is on Polydor. When was it released? I think post his death, 1971. Loose Ends, another one of the posthumous releases of sort of studio jams, etc. This one's got blue suede shoes on it, Stars That Play with Laughing Sam's Dice, Dylan's Drifter's Escape, and Have You Ever Been to Electric Ladyland? And the third one, Midnight Lightning, This is one of the infamous Alan Douglas ones where he took the original recordings and replaced the experience on other musicians' music with studio musicians. But they get a lot of stick, but I like these albums, I must admit. I think they're really good. I've got a couple of others like Crash Landing, which I think are very good. This has, again, blue suede shoes. I don't know if it's the same version, though this time with, obviously, without Mitch Mitchell or Billy Cox or Noel Redding, any of those on it. Machine Gun. You have Hear My Train, which is the only track which is where Mitch Mitchell's drums have been left in place. Like I say, these albums often get stick, but I think they're really excellent. I think they're really good. And it's Hendrix's playing after all. On all of these, you get this limited edition box set. So these obviously all came from a box set. I don't know which one. And what it encompassed. If you know, let me know. Whether it was everything that had been released at that point or just the posthumous releases. But I was happy to pick these up and they look in superb condition. Next up, UFO Live. This is from their very early period when they were massively popular in Germany and had that more heavy krautrock feel to them with their first two albums. This is a live album, obviously, recorded in Japan. This is from 1972 on the German Nova Records label. Has versions of Come On Everybody and Who Do You Love and Loving Cup. But the main, one of the best tracks is Prince Kajuku, The Coming of Prince Kajuku. I've always liked this period of UFO. I think this is their best period. Then we have what I think is a re-release of Tubeway Army's first album. Obviously Gary Newman's first band. This is one with Friends on it. This came sealed, but with a price sticker. And the price sticker happened to be inside the plastic. Couldn't understand that. And I've made a bit of a mess taking it off. I think that's just residue, which I'll try and get off later. But I like early Newman and I like the early Tubeway Army, so I was happy to pick this up. Next, an album that I've been meaning to get for a long, long time from one of my favourite folk horror movies. This is the soundtrack to The Wicker Man with music and songs by Paul Giovanni, performed by Magnet. I'm sure you all know the film starring Edward Woodward and Britt Eklund. Superb, and Christopher Lee, of course. How could I forget Christopher Lee? Superb movie with a superb soundtrack. And there's the gorgeous young lady herself, Miss Eklund. As I say, I've been meaning to pick this up for years. I think this is on here. This is on nice, clear yellow vinyl. Lovely. Looking forward to giving that a spin. That was the sealed copy as well. So, really pleased with that. So, where's the prog you're saying? Well, it's coming. Here is the Dutch band Alquin with, I think, their second album, Mountain Queen. Not a band I really have ever listened to. I think they did 4 albums. The first 2 were meant to be the proggiest and the best. I think they went in a more commercial vein after that point. But I've been looking out for a copy of one of their first 2 albums, and I found this today. So pleased to find that. Oh, next a band whose music I love. This is the Third Ear Band with their second self-titled album, which is also known as Elements, because it only has 4 tracks: Air, Earth, Fire and Water. If you don't know Third Ear Band, they're I was going to say a rock band. They're not such. They're a band that plays sort of like a folk fusion style of music with medieval and Indian raga influences. I mean, the lineup is of instrumentation is percussion, with no drum kit, just hand percussion, oboe, violin, viola, and cello. So you can imagine what sort of music it is. But I've always loved their stuff. So I've got 2 or 3 albums now. I was really happy to add this to the collection. And next, a slice of British jazz rock with the band If, and this is their first album on the Pink Island label from 1970, and this looks in superb condition. So I paid a little bit more for it, though I sold some records and got a bit knocked off it. This is the band with Dick Morrissey on sax and flute. He's probably the most famous member of the band. They're a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piece, as you can see there, with keyboards, guitar, bass, drums, sax and flute, lead vocals and percussion, and another sax and flute player. Excellent early jazz rock. And speaking of jazz rock or fusion and a bit of Canterbury music, we finish off with Hugh Hopper's Opportunity Box. This is on Compendium Records, which is a Norwegian label. This is from 1977 and features, as well as Hopper, 2 other Soft Machine members, Elton Dean on sax and saxello, and Mark Sharrig on cornet and tenor horn. But you also get Dave Stewart, the wonderful Dave Stewart, on organ, pianette and oscillators, and you get Gary Window on bass, clarinet and saxes, Frank Roberts on electric piano, Mike Travis on drums, Richard Brunton on guitar, and Nigel Morris on drums. This is going to be great stuff. So that's the records I bought, but I also came away with 3 books, because Adrian, who runs the fair, also has an in with, it seems, with the Sonic Bun Publishing, or somebody who gets their books. So I've got 3 of their books. If you don't know, each of these volumes features a different band and goes through their discography album by album, track by track. I love these books. They're a great little read. This first one is Horselips, one of my favourite folk rock bands. We then have The Byrds. And thirdly, the sensational Alex Harvey Band. These are all 3 volumes from this year. I must have about 30 of these volumes now. I was hoping to find the new volume on the Soft Machine, but I'm not sure whether that's been delayed or not, if it's still out. I've got to say one thing about them. The paper quality's taken a downturn. Don't know why, if that's just cost savings, but there you go. I was happy. And he was selling these for £5 each when they're ticketed at $15.99. Can't say no. Like I say, great little reads. But the highlight of the day was I actually got recognised by somebody. I've finally achieved fame. A gentleman came up to me and asked if I was the person that did YouTube videos. I've got to apologise to him. I was so taken aback to be recognised that I forgot to ask your name. But thank you very much. You made an old man very happy. Made my day. But finally, can I just push one more thing? And that's, you've probably heard me speak of in a previous video of the magazine Audian, produced by the Freeman brothers of Ultima Thule fame. They used to produce this periodically up to about, I think it was number 58, and then they packed in, I think the costs of producing a magazine were just too excessive. And then in the last couple of years, they started the magazine up again, but initially as just a download in PDF form, which you can get off Bandcamp if you so wish. And each download comes with music as well as the magazine. But I prefer having printed matter. And recently they found a printer to do the magazines. They've done the latest one, which is number 75. That sold out its initial print run, and I think it's been reprinted, and another 50 have. And they're going back and each month doing another one of the back issues from 59 up to 74. So they're working their way backwards, and this is 74. These are superb magazines. I love this. It's not I don't know what you'd call it. It's not a fanzine, maybe a semi-professional magazine, I don't know. But if you're into progressive music, or as it says in here, explorations in sound and music, so anything weird and wonderful, you need to check out Audian. It's a great read. The latest one features Tassavallan Presidenti, the great Finnish prog rock group, and the Finnish musician Jukka Tolvanen. But you get tons and tons of reviews in here, articles on bands, articles on certain scenes. Like I think in here you get Italian underground. Highly recommended. Like I say, if you're into this sort of music, more adventurous music, I'd get this. Whether you want to get it as a download or a printed copy, either way, well worth it. Anyway, that's God, I've kept it under 20 minutes. Try and get back again very soon. Hope you're all okay. Have a great weekend. See you soon.